So I try to bring a weekly software on every Tuesday. It's called Software Tuesday. And today's Software Tuesday is going to be about ComfyUI. So if you're wanting to know a little bit more about ComfyUI, we're going to get into it a little bit more. I have a couple of videos out about ComfyUI. I'm a real person. I am not AI, but I will show and demonstrate things of AI. I just don't feel like AI needs to be used to make a video. Too many AI videos are out there, and we need human touch out there. We need to still keep the humanity in this as we make our AI images or videos or voiceovers, whatever we're doing. So I am real. 100% I am real. So in my last video, I talked about Hugging Face, Civic AI, and GitHub. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go ahead and we're going to open up ComfyUI, and we're going to go into making some LoRAs, or show you how to bring in some nodes and add in LoRAs to them to change the way your image looks and break a few things down in it. Okay, so the best way to start with your LoRAs is actually come over here to Civic AI. So you can come in here and you can choose models, you can choose images and videos. These are the three that you're going to worry about a lot here in Civic AI, because for one, you're going to get a lot of inspiration right here. But say you're looking for a certain model. Okay, you come over here to filters, and now you can filter out models. I'm going to take LoRa off of that. So say you need your base model. So you're looking for, say, Flex Dev. So now that you have Flex Dev checked, now you can come in here and what do you need? Do you need a checkpoint? So you can come in here and you can download a checkpoint. So they have different things in here. So what we want to do is we want to actually go over to images and then go ahead and click on it. And now if you have, say you don't have Flux one Schnell in here, or you don't have Flux 1D, Kriya. So let's say Kriya. So you don't have Kriya installed yet. So click on Kriya. And now what you do is say, let's take Buzz Lightyear over here. And it's telling you that it's on Flux Kriya. That is your checkpoint. So what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and click on it. And then here's where you're going to actually download it. Okay. If you need to know where it goes, right next to the type, you're going to hit this little eye icon and it brings you over to GitHub. And now GitHub tells you it's going to go to the Stable Diffusion model, but you're not actually going to be looking for Stable Diffusion. You're going to actually just look for diffusion models. And then of course that's going to be in here. And yes, I have a lot of models in mine. I have quite a few in here. So now say you went ahead and you downloaded that, and now you want to use a LoRa with this. Okay, so what we're going to do is now we're going to go ahead and back out. Say we want Buzz Lightyear, right? It's telling you what it created it with. So you can literally take this right here, copy this right here, and go into Kriya and create this same thing. So let's go ahead and create that real quick before I take you to the next step. So the CFD scale, they tell you what it is. It's 3.5 and 25 steps. Their sampler is UNIPC. So what we're going to do is go ahead and bring back in my Comfy. We're going to go over here to this little C at the very top left. We're going to go ahead and browse templates, and we're going to look for Kriya. So just type in Kriya, which there is Flux One Kriya. Remember, that's what we're using right now from Civic AI, which is right here, Kriya Flux. So now here we go. We have it here. So everything's already preloaded. If there's anything that you need, it's going to tell you right here where you're just going to click on this, and it's going to take you right over to Hugging Face and get what you need. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to type in, or Control V in, what we just had from Civic AI. Go back over to Civic AI. Go back here. We need to make sure it's 3.5 on the scale and 25 steps. I'm going to bring that over to the other screen. So they have 25 steps. So we're going to go ahead and move it to 25 steps. And then they have 3.5 on their CFG. So I'm going to go ahead and change that. And remember, you can play with these. You'll start learning what is getting diminishing returns or what is actually working for you. So the only other thing they have is their sampler. I'm still gonna think Euler's gonna be just as good, and we'll double check that here in just a sec. They have UNIPC, and now we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna hit generate, which is run. Okay, so this is the image that I got off of mine with their settings right there, which this is what they got. That is two totally different pictures. That is not even, it's close, but it's not close. So I'm going to do what I do, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this off and go back to Euler, and I'm going to try it again. Okay, so taking it off of theirs, I kept mine at 20 and the CFG at 1, and now look at the image. Now we're a little bit more on par with what they were doing, right? Now we got a little bit more on par here. So a lot better than that first image that we created. So that's just one way of, getting some of your nodes in here. But now let's go ahead and take it one step further. Okay, let's go ahead and I'm going to do a Chrome style here. Okay, so now this one here, this is a what they call a LoRa. So I already downloaded this LoRa. On some of these LoRas, what you can do is actually you can actually drag that picture. Okay, take the picture and drag it over. And look at that. Not all of them will do it this way, but some of them will. Okay, so before I even bring in a LoRa at all, the LoRa model's right here. It's going to make me choose one. So let me say I just want to run it. I'm going to get a prompt execution failure. Okay, so and it's telling me here and here is why it's being failed. So I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to go ahead. It's Flex Dev. So I'm just going to choose Flex Dev right here, even though it showed Flex Dev on there. And then we'll go down to the load LoRa, and I'm just going to choose a LoRa that I have sitting here. Let's go 80s Fantasy. Go ahead and hit run. Okay, so this is what I got on mine right here, and that's not even close to being the Chrome. We got, some Chrome in there, but we're wanting it right here. So what we're going to do now is we're sitting here. We need this LoRa now. So in order to download this LoRa, which is a Chrome style, we're going to right click on the download, save link as, should bring you up to your this PC or your file explorer. And of course, I'm already in LoRas because I've already been downloading some LoRas and doing some other stuff, and I got quite a few in here. And you're just going to go ahead and hit save right here. Go up here to your download though, and make sure that the file looks like this with a safe tensor and not like a web page. If it looks like a little web, then you need to download it and manually put it in there. Okay, so now that that's done downloaded, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to manager and I'm going to restart. And after we restart, you want to go ahead and refresh the page. So now what we want to do is we want to come here and we want to look for our Chrome that we just downloaded. And of course, if you have a hard time finding what you're looking for, you can always go back up here and click on your little download where you downloaded it from and look to see what it's called. So Chinese symbols, and then it says Flux, which is going to be at the very, very bottom. So now I done chose that. So again, we are on Flux 1 Dev, which is the model, because like if we bring it back over here, we can click on this and it's letting you know what they use. This is the LoRa they used. Back up a page. And it tells you what it's for. So you just come through here and you read in here because we're underneath right now. We back up a page, We back up a page to here. Our filters we have for Flux 1 Dev. So we just clicked on here, and this is actually a new one that they had. So that's the reason why I'm doing this one right here. So now it's there. Now let's go ahead and regenerate this. Okay, so now that's what we have for our new image now is all chromed out versus the unchromed one that we just had. It has some chrome armor, but it's not all chromed out like this. So the other thing that we want to look at though is when we come here, we need to see if there's actually a trigger word. Some of these do have a trigger word, but right now I'm looking for a trigger word. Sometimes there has to be a trigger word to trigger this. So let's go to the next one. Chrome element. So see, I'm seeing, if you notice right before everything, there's a Chrome element. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to that Buzz Lightyear and I'm going to actually bring it into my Comfy. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead. Before I even bring in that Chrome element, let's do this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and copy that, paste that there, take that A out. I'm going to go ahead and take this out of here. I'm going to go ahead and cut that. So now let's go ahead and do Buzz Lightyear. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to bypass the LoRa real quick. And let's do that Buzz Lightyear again. Okay. So that's what we got for our Buzz Lightyear. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to still leave that LoRa out of it. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put in the Chrome element in here, the Chroma element. And now we're going to go ahead and rerun it. Okay, so that's what we got. Nothing happened, right? No chrome, no nothing, maybe a little shine right here. Let's go ahead and activate that LoRa. Let's go ahead and return that LoRa on and let's run it again. Okay, and now that's what we got. Look how much it done changed what Buzz Lightyear looked like. All right, so we're getting that chroma effect of what this LoRa does. So this is how you can change a lot of your images. And this is with the LoRa off. So this is, you can use this one. And then one more time, we're going to go ahead and put the LoRa back on. And we can even increase the strength of this. So let's go ahead and go to like 1.2 for this. No, 1.2. Thank you. And then let's go ahead and run it and see how much chrome we get when we increase the model strength. That's what that's going to do. That's going to increase how much this model here influences our picture. Now look how much strength that did. That gave me a lot of strength for that chrome, right? So let's go ahead and back that down to 1. Let's run it again. Because obviously we done went away from looking like Buzz Lightyear. We don't want it looking like a beeped up Silver Surfer. We want it to look like Buzz Lightyear. Okay, we're getting back there again. But this is where sometimes you don't want to play with too many things. So what was it? 0.8, I believe, is where we were. Go ahead and hit run again. All right, so that 0.8 put us right back there at that Buzz Lightyear. Say you like an image, but it's putting too much emphasis on the LoRa. And remember, if you ever forget where you were on your numbers, you can always open up another one and then start with that image originally, and then it'll tell you. So we started with 0.8. Here's the model. Here's everything that we started with originally. So let's go ahead and close these out. Cancel that. I don't know if that's it. No. Close that one out. No. All right. So now here's with less on it. So you got a little chrome coming at them. So again, not as much. Again, like I said, it was at 0.8. So I think maybe 0.7 might be the sweet spot for this one. Again, this is a new LoRa that I've never messed with. So I'm trying to learn because I want to add in a little chrome to some of my images that I'm doing for another channel. And that chrome effect really looked pretty good. And if you know how to actually finagle and not have so much in it, it's going to be really nice. So there we go. So that right there is pretty cool. We got some of that chrome on there. And now you can find your picture. But what if we want something more realistic? Say a human, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to download another LoRa. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually search through some of these LoRas and get some inspiration. So let's say that looks pretty cool. I kind of like that. The dark versus light right there. Good versus evil. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take their prompt. So here is their prompt right here. Okay. And they show you what LoRa they use. We're not going to use their LoRa. We're going to turn this into Chrome. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy that, get that out of the way, and then we're going to paste that in here. And now we have 2 of them battling it out, and now they're in Chrome style. I mean, that's literally how you 100% change an image with a LoRa. That's what it's all about right there. So if you can change something and make it look like something totally different, which is really cool, besides just having a text prompt. But remember, you have to look for trigger words whenever you're looking for them. And not all of them have trigger words. Some of them work just by themselves. All right, so hopefully you learned a little bit about the LoRas and how you can actually change your image themselves, and LoRas can be used in multiple things. What if you want to change an actual image? You want to do basically in painting in a sense. So you can take a picture of yourself, put in one of these programs and use them LoRas and put that chrome all over you. You can do that. So there's so much more to LoRa. If you made this far, thank you. If you made this far, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I will be bringing more in-depth tutorials like this one right here to help you understand and go through some of these individually. So right now, I know a lot of people are probably like, man, get to the videos, get to the videos. I'll get to some of the videos. The big thing is people need to learn how to use Comfy, how to at least generate an image, okay, that's the easiest part. Now adding in things like right here, the LoRa. You can do this right here. You can get to know making an image and putting a LoRa, and you could be happy. You could that could be all that you need, and it changes the way your image is and the way everything is all the time. I'm trying to think of what my next tutorial is gonna be just yet. I think we're gonna go into maybe some in paint, maybe change things in a picture. Maybe you're holding a bottle of water in one of your pictures and you're like, man, I don't really want that. You bring that picture in and you can take that out. You can do virtually anything. You can be holding a Coke bottle instead. You could be holding whatever you want to be holding. You got to kind of master your images so you can get that perfect image before you go ahead and turn that image into a video. That's just me. Again, that's how I have learned. And if you just jump into videos and then you're going to try to go do some images, you're going to just be looking on YouTube and Googling it, Reddit, everywhere else to find how to do images. But anyways, I'm Thomas with Tomology. I do product reviews. I don't just sit here and teach software. So go ahead and check out these reviews right here. Tell me if they're worth your money. I think they might be. Some of them might not be. The honest review is right here.